こんにちは。
Hello, everyone. It's a full day with many presentations. You might be a bit tired, but you can relax and feel a little bit relaxed. Listen to my presentation. I would like to share with you what we are thinking in Japan in terms of a vision. Now, I am a Chief Digital Officer at Toshiba Corporation, and at the same time, I am chair of the executive committee of Q-STAR, which stands for Quantum Strategic Industry Alliance for Revolution. I am the chair for the executive committee of that organization. So today I would like to share with you what kind of discussion we're having at Q-STAR, and also what kind of activities are born there, and also what kind of world that we would like to work toward. First of all, let's look at the summary slide of what's happening around the world. As you know, in many countries around the world, many development activities are going on in healthy competition. I have to be really careful in my wordings. We do have geopolitical risks, and during the past years, the investment is growing to many more orders magnitude than what it used to be. So in this context, what kind of activity should take place to use quantum technology for securities and other purposes? This has been a topic of the discussion around the world. There are certain points about this. One thing is R&D. This is, by definition, very important. We listened to many presentations about the quantum communications. We heard presentations about the hybrid computing between quantum and also HPC. And also, we heard the presentations about how that will be all used in commercial environment. And this slide shows the fact that organizations are created to promote the use of or apply the quantum technology in businesses. And as you see here, many countries have such activities. In Europe, today, actually, as we speak, in Amsterdam, preliminary meeting is being held by the organization called QIC. This is the initiatives to, this is actually an ecosystem to promote the use of quantum computing in commercial purposes. And then in Japan, Q-STAR was established in 2021. It was not too late, I believe, that we established this organization, and it is very important that we have this kind of organizations to have a forum for discussion. Also, this is my personal view. Maybe the uniqueness of Japan is that the united effort among the academia, industry, and government, and they are working together to deliver results in the form of usage of the technology in business, in practical applications. In 2020, innovation strategy was established, and in 2022, vision was established for the quantum computing. And in that vision, the aim is that we will enable a society where 10 million people will be using quantum technologies without even being aware. Like if you use smartphone or if you use PC, quantum technology will be using in the background, being transparent to the users. And this is a kind of world to be realized by 2030. That's the goal embedded in the strategy. 10 million is 10% of the population, and the basis for this 10 million is the fact that if the user percentage surpasses 10%, that's the tipping point. And so toward this goal, the academia, industry and government are working together. And maybe you all know the development in Japan is moving along. After RIKEN established the first quantum computer in 2023, after that, Fujitsu commercialized the technology. And in order to achieve the stable operation of such computer, so that the error rate will go down to the level of the classic supercomputer, underlying technologies are being developed. And then many underlying technologies being developed are brought to the society in the form of industrialization startup. And you might know that, for example, between us and NTT, a large-scale program is going on. And also this neutral atomic is being studied under Professor Omori. And also just recently we saw the birth of a startup in this field. So definitely we are seeing this movement to bring the new hardwares to the business. And another thing we should not forget is crypto communications, because if the quantum computer becomes available, the current crypto algorithm will be broken. So before it becomes a reality, we have to make sure that there is the post quantum cryptography. And that's actually not being developed by Japan, but also around the world. And in China, it is said that they have the network, which is more than a kilo. And already in Japan too, there is the Tokyo network, which connects 13 locations. It's not a QKD network only, but also it has the combination between the QKD and also distributed technology. It's a hybrid code. So we are conducting tests. Another thing we cannot forget is the other underlying technology. And we are very strong in this supporting technology. We have the cable connector that runs in the superconducting environment. That's just one example. And there are many excellent businesses, including small and medium-sized businesses. So we have to make sure that all these elements are ready so that we can successfully deliver the goal that was promised in the strategy the government published. And then Q-Star. In 2021, this was established. Initially, we had 24 members and 11 members. But ever since the foundation, we were very aware of the importance of having the collaboration among the academia, industry, and government. And there are many subcommittees who are providing very important input. As you see in Q-Star, we're trying to figure out the use cases. What are the problems that we have to solve? So the start of our activities was to discuss use cases. I said earlier that 24 organizations were the initial members, but now we have 112 organizations. So it's a very big membership today. And another characteristic is this one. More than 50% the members are user companies. So they're not only companies who are trying to use quantum computer to provide softwares or products, but they are the people who want to use quantum computing to solve their problems. When we talk with the organization in the United States and Europe, they say that they're envious because we have the luxury in Japan to have the direct inputs from the users, potential users. And also we have startup members. As many as 20 startup members are with us today.
So here's the Q-Star goals. If you have time, please go to our website and read it. But basically, like I said, We aim to build a society where the use of quantum is for everyone. There's a subcommittee that carries out these working group activities. They come together once a month and discuss the different use cases. So the subcommittee and the working groups work together to define use cases. And the working groups are the ones that are promoting policies. This April, there's a new working group on startup support that was launched. Another point into this year's topics is IEC ISO JTC3 international standardization activity. As a domestic committee, QStar has been appointed as a mirroring committee of IEC ISO JTC3, and we have been selected as the venue. So we're working on it right now for the preparations to host this meeting. And one of the things that we would like to discuss is software stack. I talked about the three methods of quantum computer, but there's a few others that could be applicable, and we still do not know everything about it. And because simulators are quite active already, so how should we define the software in quantum, especially because there are so many computers and simulators? Ultimately, when we want to solve the problem, we have to look at it from the application. Even if the technology below is replaced, we need to have a software that continues to run and function. And why are we able to propose this? Because of this. We are also proactive on global initiatives. Last month, we signed an MOU with UK Quantum. This is a collaborative agreement between the UK and Japan. And here's the EU. Maybe you have seen this in the media reporting yesterday. I think it was in the newspaper. We just signed 2 days ago. But QStar, as a private sector member, we took part in the discussions. And we would conduct joint research under SIP3. One key point in this agreement is that we would submit research themes from both sides, and we would carry out a joint research. And this year is the year of quantum. As a strategic partner of UNESCO, IQ, we're also are very active. And there's a government-led initiative called SIP, Strategic Innovation Promotion Program, which I think I have described earlier in the collaboration with the EU. And this includes quantum computing, sensing, software, and communication. There's a team called Innovation Platform, which is within SIP. This is a team that wants to build a basis of infrastructure. And QStar is proactively involved in building this platform. This is the slide that I really wanted to talk to you the most today. Earlier, I mentioned that we have been discussing different use cases over the last 21 years in QStar. On the left-hand side, what would become better if quantum computers are introduced in full scale? Through these discussions, we have been able to find actual application use cases. The laser-fired engine is offered by Inspire, excuse me. Engine is offered by Fujitsu, Hitachi, NC, and we want to run this from Inspire to the full-scale quantum computing. That environment will be actually be built for the first time in ASD. There's a new test bed called Q2B25. And in this hybrid environment, we will start running the use cases that we have discussed in QStar. And we have the opening ceremony this Sunday. So G-Quad is an open environment, and it's open globally as well. So please use this facility so that we can solve the issues and challenges that the Japanese companies are facing together. And once we run this test bed, we would, for the first time, be able to use the stacks as something that is practical, something that could be used in the real environment. So that's sort of the scenario that we have been trying to develop. And I've been talking about how there's more use cases. NEC, Hitachi, Fujitsu, Fixstar, Toshiba, they're offering these engines, but they have already been able to solve many of the real problems. As for quantum-inspired technology, there's different opinions about it. People could say that this is not quantum computing, but it does understand the algorithm, the behaviors of quantum, and it does actually solve real issues. And it's already realized in Japan as a use case, and that's the real value. So now we begin to see the strength of quantum, the benefits of quantum. We will understand, in which areas it would be useful. I know that several of the speakers mentioned this, but we have areas where we would just give it to HPC to do the work, and maybe there'll be areas where quantum would do the work, and we would be able to identify that through the use cases. So it's important to run small problems in quantum computer, but we can also check the real issues, real problems with quantum-inspired technology and try to identify use cases. And I think having these use cases will become one of the greatest strengths of Japan. So we want to lead this universe with all of you. And for that, we need to discuss the use cases and make sure there's solutions to the problems that we raise. One more thing. This is a year of Expo 2025. There's Entangle Moment. It's an event in Expo. It will be held on 13th of August. So it's Entangle Moment, Quantum, Earth, Universe, and Art. If quantum technology is actually used, what would happen? And so we're preparing for this event where we would showcase what quantum technology would do in the Expo. We've been doing this for many years, and we try to explain, but it's still difficult to understand. But now we have artists and science fiction writers who would join us and help us explain this better, to showcase this. I think please join us in this effort so that we can plan this together. I think it would allow the general public to understand quantum more easily. So quantum technology is expected to solve issues of different areas. So as a Japanese industry, as a private sector, we want to make sure that we really build the momentum for this as well. So that is all from me. Thank you.